Hello and welcome to a very festive episode of the Morehammer podcast. We are back. It's me, Ben, aka 90% Geek, and as ever, I am joined by Cy, the Hobby Waffle, and Steve, aka Mon Johnson, our sports reporter on the scene. We are going to do a very special festive episode today, and you can see we're therefore appropriately attired. Why don't we quickly shoot around and do a quick kind of hobby update, just kind of mention what people have been up to, and then we will crack on with tonight's episode. So, Steve, why don't you tell us what you've been up to in the hobby in the last couple of weeks?
Last couple of weeks. Done a little bit of painting. I've not done a lot. Mainly preparing for a Blood Bowl tournament that we had last weekend. It was our Habblemas, so a Christmas tournament down at Hull's Angels. So it was the tournament organizer set it so that you can play with all your toys. So it was like 1,400 gold pieces to build your team, very little restrictions, and we were using the new rules, so it was a lot to learn. And I think there was about 16 players turned up for that. I took Snotlings with Acorn the Squirrel, which was the one miniature I painted, and then also took Skitter Stab as well. It all went well first game. So Snotlings, the Pomp Wagons not having secret weapon anymore meant that they just stay on the pitch all the time, which is great. So I gave them Pile Driver, so we were fouling all over the place. But I won that game 1-0, and then the second game it was a tight game against Lizards. But Lizards, there's just too much big, scaly monsters on the pitch for my poor Snotlings, who just got absolutely minced. It was only a 2-1 loss, so it was close. So then I went into the last game against Vampires, and the Vampires just absolutely ruined me. They were hypnogazing all over the place. They killed Skitter on turn 1. They killed Acorn in turn 2.
Oh no!
And then proceeded to score at whim. It was 3-0 by half time. And I held my own a bit better in the second half. So they only scored one more. I was very close to scoring right at the end. My Pomp Wagon had the ball for some reason. And he went all the way down the pitch, and all he needed to do was pass a stupid test to hand the ball off to then be able to. I parachuted in a Snotling into the backfield with one of my trolls, and he was ready to take the ball and score, and he failed the stupid roll on turn 8, so that ended 4-0. So I finished 7th, so not about mid-table. So it was a really good day, and it was good. The new rules aren't that dissimilar from the old rules, so it was easy to pick up, and it's just there's new skills and new ways to sort of build your teams. So it's going to be an exciting 2026 as we move into that. So,
was this your first tournament using the new rules?
Yeah, first one with the new rules. So, but it was good to be able to just play with anything and everything. So there was a couple of Snotling teams there, but there was a good mix. I think I'm trying to think who won. I think it was. I can't remember. I think a Snotling team came second, and then I can't remember who the winner was playing. But no, it was good. It was fun.
How many ones did you roll when you were trying to secure the ball? Did you use that skill?
I didn't because I had Skitter, who is a 2+ agility anyway. I didn't have to secure the ball. He was he did drop the ball a couple of times when trying to pick the ball up, but. So it wouldn't have mattered if I was securing the ball or not. But no, it was good. I had a couple of Snotlings would put the boot in, so they could assist with my pile driving pump wagons. So.
I think it's worthy of note that your TO organizer seems to be, to use a pun properly, on the ball with his events.
Oh yes,
he had little gingerbread man miniatures.
Oh yes,
they were awesome.
Everyone got a little gingerbread man and a sleigh to put him in. So he had 2 sides to his card. So he had to be on the pitch for every drive. Even if he got killed, he had to come back on the next drive. And there was a competition to see how many, you had to keep track of how many times you'd killed him. But once for the day, so one time for one drive, you could flip him over and put him in the sleigh, and he became a strength 5 behemoth that could charge down the pitch. And everyone got a snowball token, so people were throwing bombs everywhere. My bomber blew himself up 2 or 3 times. Did more damage to my team than I think he did the other. But no,
this is the Hull's Angels.
This is Hull's Angels. Yeah. There's an active Blood Bowl league that he has 2 a year, and he has many tournaments through the year. I run one there during the year, but he has, I think, about 5 or 6 other tournaments through the year. He also runs them out in Bridlington as well, so he I think he enjoys it. So.
I definitely want to make it to one of these sometime.
Yeah, well,
you guys have an absolute blast.
I will keep posting them, and if you can make it up, it'd be great to see you.
Si, what about yourself, hobby-wise?
Hobby-wise, not an awful lot. It was mainly just getting ready for a tournament that I played in just this weekend gone. That was at my local club, which is CAC. It's called Coppell and Chorley Nights. We had a Conflict 47 tournament, Merry Riffmas, it was called.
Nice.
Followed by a Riffmas Curry Do. So it was, I was playing Axis Forces, 3 games each, 1,500 points. Didn't really know what to expect, to be honest, because I've only played 1 game at 1,500 points. So my first game, I just went into it with an open mind. My zombies, the Totem Core, absolutely unbelievable fun to use, because every time if you exhaust your Rift dice, you can choose to exhaust your Rift dice and then roll a d6 and bring however many back. The result is I rolled a 6 twice, so I kept bringing them back. You can't go higher than your unit strength, but I had 12 to begin with, so at one point in the tournament, on my second game, Rob got them down to 1, and I managed to bring 6 back, and then I brought another 6 back after he killed a couple more, so that was hilarious. But yeah, a really, really fun day. 3 different games as well, which is quite good. So the first game was just basically kill your opponent, try and take as many order dice off them as you can. Then the second game was hold an objective in the centre of the board, but a single model couldn't do it. It had to be a unit. And I managed to clutch that one right at the very end. And then the third game was breakthrough, where you've got to get off the other end of the board or finish in the opponent's deployment zone. So it's basically just sort of waving at each other as you go past, but trying to kill everything on the way as much as you can. And I've been talking about my zombies, and I put them in the middle of the board as bait, and the guy who was playing could not resist trying to kill them all. And it did exactly what I wanted. He focused far too much on the zombies, trying to kill them, instead of getting his walkers off the board, while I sort of tried to sneak around the sides with my stuff. And I ended up... I would have drawn that game, but he tried to kill my platoon commander right at the end, and he needed to roll a 5 to hit and a 6 to kill him, because he was wearing power armoured. And he did it. He rolled a 5 and then he rolled a 6 with his dodgy dice, I'm telling you. He rolled an awful lot of 6s that afternoon. It was the luck was with that man. But I managed to finish in second place by
nice
Whisker as well, which really surprised me. If you'd have told me at the start of the day I'd finish in second, I'd have ripped your hand off. We were equal on tournament points, equal on victory points. At the end of the day, it came down to how many units we killed each. I'd killed 18 units and Rob had killed 20, so he got the introductory set for Conflict 47 as a prize.
Oh, that's good.
I got a nice
good
MDF turn marker.
Oh, that's nice.
That's really nice.
Put your order dice in here when you take them, and then just a little turn symbol. So I was quite happy with that. And then we had a nice curry afterwards at the Elephant in Chorley. It was an enjoyable day. Conflict 47, what a game. It's really got me back into gaming, I must admit. I've just lost interest in 40k and love the aesthetics of it, but I just cannot be arsed with the rules whatsoever. The constantly changing rules, detachments after detachments, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a bit.
There'll be a new edition next year, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, but yeah, K47 is just it's like all the best parts about action and just dialed up with the weird World War silliness. It's brilliant.
You shared some pictures on the Discord. Was the Axis Army the one with the red golf balls for tanks? You had there was like
no.
one of the pictures you shared was red little golf ball tanks with skulls painted on the front that looked brilliant.
Oh no, that was Jim's army. That was all his walkers. He's got a red German army, so all his power armor troops are painted in red armor. Everything's got a skull and crossbones on it.
Love it.
I'll put some closer pictures in the Discord. And he was the one he had 5 walkers that he could have just bombed it to the other side of the board, but he used 3 of his walkers to try and kill my zombies. So I destroyed one of them. And then, I just bogged him down. But I did have a golf ball on the turret of my Panzer tank because I didn't have the gravity projector turret. So we just had the Panzer but no turret, so I stuck a golf ball on it because it looks like it. So that's why it got the nickname Golf Ball of Death, because it worked.
Brilliant.
Yeah, good fun.
Cool. Well, I've not managed to get any games. You guys at least have managed to get some games in. It sounds like you've been getting quite a bit in. I've not managed to get any games in for well over a month now. I am hoping to take part in a little mini kind of event that's being run by, well, it's for and by Funkodrom on the Discord, his birthday party. He's doing a little kind of 500, 750 point old world event in January. So I'm going to be getting some stuff ready for that. But I have done quite a bit of painting, and I can quickly share a picture of that in theory. Hopefully this is sharing with you. Mentioned about Conflict 47, I have been painting. Come on. Why are you not sharing?
Is it more fireflies by any chance?
Well, I'm hoping this is going to work. Why are you not working? Grr. Why this isn't working.
This is where
no, I do know why this isn't working. No, I know why this isn't working. It's my fault. I was on the wrong setting.
No, we've been offline for a month. We're allowed a few.
Luke usually handled all of this.
Yeah, he's the button
load,
pusher.
is it? Come on,
10 bobbit meter, it'll work.
Turn it off and on again.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll just keep talking whilst this is thinking to itself. I have painted the fireflies that came with. Oh, there we are. This edition of Wargamers Illustrated.
Oh, nice.
Here are my 4 different fireflies that I painted up. So I did zoom out a little bit. One of them kind of just classic firefly scheme, which I've decided to be the 82nd Airborne. Then tried out something a little bit different with the 6 seagull or screaming eagles, as this is supposed to be. This is the later scheme that was used by the paratroops during World War II. And then I just kind of played around with something that I like to look on, kind of a bright green jacket and some tan fatigues. And then finally it went full-blown pulp action hero.
That's brilliant.
Biggles.
Yeah, no, the Rocketeer, man. That's what I was going for. So I've painted those up. And then I've been working on my Necromunda as well. I've been working on, let's see if I can get that up. I've been working on my Cawdor for Necromunda, because I'm hoping at some point to do, here we go, share this one, if it works.
Yeah, they've just re-released a load of terrain, haven't
they? Well, it's coming up as made to order at Christmas, but we will touch on that. You're getting ahead of yourself. Yeah, so this is my Wordkeeper and his noble steed for my Cawdor. This is Brother Pellinor and Patsy. And I'm just wanted to do I've been wanting to do this conversion, an Ogryn, Jotun Ogryn for Necromunda for ages. I just finally got the impetus to get this painted with the hope of doing a bunch of Necromunda battle report videos in the new year. So that has been my hobby.
Is that a Bretonnian helmet as a sort of a conversion then? Or?
No, so the Wordkeeper is it's a couple of different bits from the Redemptionist and Cawdor box. So I think it's like one of the heads from the Cawdor with like the top part of the skull shaved off. And I took the flaming brazier from one of the Redemptionist heads and glued it on to get the kind of the Cawdor style mask that I was after, but with the big kind of flaming Redeemer style burning brazier on his head. And then it's a great sword from a Sister of Silence. And he's got a shield from one of the Sisters of Battle sacrosancts on his back. So he's got a kind of mix of different stuff. But I really wanted him to look like kind of a proper kind of vagabond knight kind of look. I was also kind of trying to be inspired a bit by the mercenary knight that was done for Mordheim years and years ago. That's very, very clearly supposed to be Don Quixote. Because it's got the same kind of two-handed sword to the side pose is what I was kind of going for. But yeah, I'm really chuffed with how he came out. And the Ogryn is literally it was Bragg, the Gutsman model that he used to have as a special character. And I just kind of fiddled around with him a little bit and gave him a power fist instead of one of his hands.
No, it was really good.
Yeah, no, I'm chuffing. I haven't tried the Ogren in particular out yet. I've tried the Word Keeper out in a couple of test games, but I haven't tried the Ogren out yet. So we shall see how he does. This is all part of a plan to keep myself away from the Blood Bowl box that I got myself for Christmas, that I've opened, drooled over, and then closed back up. And I'm not allowing myself to build any of those lovely Bretonnian Knights until after Christmas.
Yeah, I've done the same thing. I've got the Blood Bowl starter set. I've opened it. Did an unboxing and then I put it away, and I thought that can wait. That can wait.
Yeah, that's Christmas. Everyone's going to have Christmas.
I need to decide what team I'm playing next season, so it might be one of those. But then OWA, Old World Alliance, are apparently quite tasty in the new rules. So and we painted that Troll Slayer the other week. Maybe that's a starting point. So.
It's a good basis. Right. Well, I think what time is it, Si?
Go on, Ben. I'll let you do it because you've not.
Oh, you let me do it. Okay.
Yeah.
And now the news. There is a couple of bits of hobby news to touch on this week. Si briefly mentioned one of them earlier. I've just forgotten what it was that you mentioned. I said we were going to get to it. What did I say?
Terrain, main to order.
Terrain, yes. Let me quickly grab that up. There is a bunch of lovely jubbly Warhammer terrain that's coming back on made to order for Boxing Day. I think they said it's going up on. Let me just quickly grab this now. Here we go. Share this tab and then wait for it to load.
Some of it is the industrial terrain from the first kill team in 2017 or 2018.
There we go.
Because I think it's actually Sector Mechanicus terrain that I've still never opened. It's worth a fortune now.
Here we go. This is Christmas Day. It goes on made to order. Everyone who's got a lovely, jubbly gift vouchers or what have you for Christmas. So this is the Engineerium piece that was released in I think it was the Night Lords and Mandrakes box. I could be wrong. People can correct me in the comments if they want. I have stared with lust at this on various eBay and other sites for a while because I really want this for my Necromunda board. And the fact that I'm waiting to see how much it's going to be when it comes upon made to order. But this is the top of the list of things that I've seen they've released that I would like to get my hands on. What about you guys?
That is a nice one. A lot of the Necromunda scenery that's come and gone over the past few years, I've always liked. I mean, I like this one. Like you got is it Ferrotonic Incinerator or whatever it's called in the middle, the stack, or is it the Alchemite stack? I can never remember.
This is a Galvanic Magnavent with Trans-Tyrannic Gantries, I think. No, Trans-Tyrannic Gantries is the next one.
One of them, yeah.
I like the mill at the end.
Yeah, various different gantries. I got the Sector Industrial board, I think it was, or something like that. The big box for the original kill team, and it's got all sorts of gantries and platforms in it like that, and then the stack and the chimney thing. But yeah, all of these are great because they're modular and you can just shove them together in any old order. You can combine them with the existing Necromunda terrain that you get in the boxes, and it just all makes for a great board. I think these are, although they've advertised them for Kill Team in the past and other games, they're just made for Necromunda, aren't they?
Well, they're scaled perfectly. I mean, in terms of they are exactly the height of two of the Necromunda block units on top of each other, one after another. So they line up perfectly with the existing Necromunda terrain that they make.
And you got the creepy grabber crane there as well. That baby spider thing from the first Toy Story in Sid's house.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the film Virus with Donald Sutherland and Jamie Lee Curtis?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what always makes me think of it. It's a computer virus from space invades a Russian spy ship, and then it kills basically everyone on board, and then these salvage crew played by Donald Sutherland and Jamie Lee Curtis arrive and try and salvage it, and it's basically turned all of the crew into like cyborgs. Like it's used them as spare parts basically. But yeah, you have like skulls with spider legs and stuff scurrying around the place, and it screams kind of 40k aesthetic in terms of the kind of,
I might have to look into that.
Servant. Oh no, it's definitely worth a watch. The only problem I have with it is I empathize with the computer virus, because the computer virus basically it comes to Earth because it sees humanity and goes, "You are a virus. You are destroying your planet, so I must exterminate you." And it's like, he's possibly not wrong.
Wasn't that the whole thing of the Matrix as well?
Yeah, it gets here.
I've got these gantries actually unassembled in a box, and I've been planning on doing them as like a T-junction type thing, but I might try and do the little wiggles like this because that could be quite cool. And then, of course, this is coming back.
Yeah, I like this one.
This is
Tectonic frag drill.
This is the Austin Powers drill, isn't it? From the first film.
So cool. The number of these I've seen that have been converted into trains as well. I mean, it's very tempting to get one of these just to make yet another like heresy train. Thomas the Heresy tank engine. This has been made into a million times online. If you search for heresy train, Necromunda, or 40k in Google, this is what the basis for almost all the conversions.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It really is. So those are coming out on made to order on Christmas Day, and that's not all. They're also bringing back the hemotrope reactors. And then
these were in one of the earlier Kill Team boxes, weren't they?
Well, they were, and a lot of these are kicking around. I've got a couple of these that
Is this the one?
I made
Were
into one of
these
the
in
big...
the Space Marine Scouts versus Striking Scorpions? Was it that one?
These
there was something
ones?
in that one. I don't know if it was these actually.
No, I was going to say I think that was these ones, wasn't it?
Possibly. It's on the shelf behind me, but I can't be bothered getting up and having a look.
So these are the little kind of battery generator things, and these are the other. Again,
I think it was them actually. No, I think
if the generator base isn't too much, then these are the second thing that I would like to try and get, because these are nicely the size to be the same height as one of the wall sections on Necromunda, so they would fit really nicely
because there's too many
board.
things balanced on top of it. So my Warhammer Underworld's warbands are all on top of it, and I'll just knock them over. So
then we get the little tractor and crane sets.
I've got these. These are the first Necromunda scenery I bought. I love them.
And these, I don't think I've ever seen these before. So these are described as like little kind of Mechanicus objective markers. I don't know about you guys. I don't think I've seen these
before, weren't they? I'm not sure.
Were they?
Possibly. I don't know actually. No,
I wasn't sure if these were like when they released the starter box for the 10th edition 40k or 9th edition 40k. If these were released,
it's the little ball thing that I recognise, but I don't know. Maybe that's something similar.
Cats just passing through. And then that's all the made to order stuff that's coming out. That's going to be made to order, available from 25th through to the 12th of January, which is pretty cool. But then it's because it's made to order, you're going to have to wait like until next Christmas for it to be delivered.
Was it 90 days or something like that?
Yeah. 180 days.
180. There you go.
But so that's one of the major kind of Warhammer release news pieces. There's one other piece of news.
Has there?
No, there isn't, but there's one other piece of news I think we have to mention, which is this that popped up this week.
Oh, yeah?
Which is Bolt Action, the video game. Ooh. And this, I don't know if this is on the radar for anyone. This to me came completely out of nowhere.
No, yeah, I wasn't aware of this. And from what I can gather, it's pretty much like Blood Bowl is. It's like a tabletop simulator rather than an actual video game itself. So it still uses the same sort of order dice mechanic and so on. But it's just for those people, I suppose, who don't have access to paint a load of miniatures or don't want to paint a load of miniatures but want to play Bolt Action. Now you've got a nice interface way of doing it. I'm guessing if this proves to be successful, then you can imagine what's going to follow.
The Conflict 47 version.
Yeah, possibly.
That would be so cool.
But this will be pretty. I'll be watching this with interest because Bolt Action is a fun game, so it'll be interesting to see how that rule set translates to the tabletop.
I like the fact they've modelled it with the actual bases on when they stand still. They've still got like the base on it.
I like the fact that they've tried to replicate this tabletop environment, but to the same scale. So everything is nicely kind of themed to fit together in the same way. Yeah. Like the cornfields do look like they're using old doormats in the video game version, just slightly jazzed up.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It looks good. But like you say, it just sort of came out of nowhere, didn't it? So yeah, I'll have to do some digging. It's
not something, that I was aware that was coming, and it's great in many respects. It just shows Warlord Games is really kind of pushing the boat out in terms of spreading their brand. Yeah. It's Steam, as far as I'm aware, is the only thing it's going to be available at the moment. I don't believe there's any plan for it to be released on like PlayStation consoles or anything. It would be quite cool if it was.
I can't see it. They'll maybe further down the line if it proves to be hugely successful, perhaps. But I think it'll just be PC for a while, won't it?
Does make me wonder if it's a precursor to something like a Dawn of War style game, because it does have that same kind of vibe, albeit, like you say, it's more of a tabletop simulator than kind of strategy command kind of game.
From what I can see, it says turn-based strategy there and turn-based tactics, so I'm guessing it's going to be the same sort of thing. And somebody posted in one of the comments earlier in the Facebook group saying it's using the same order dice mechanic, but I mean, that's just what I'd read. It might not be right. That don't quote me on it. You know what Facebook's like for armchair experts. So
if they gave us like a Conflict 47 style, something like I suppose Dawn of War, or even like a strategic shooter game or something like that, that would be really cool. Like a proper weird war style game. That would be quite fun.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. And like you say, it shows that Warlord are sort of branching out from just being the small, competitor down the road to, they've made a big impact with Conflict 47 now. So yeah, the future is bright, I suppose.
Well, let's move on to our main topic for this evening. As you might have guessed from the title of this episode, we're going to be talking all things kind of advent calendars and Christmas gifts. So Games Workshop is once again running their advent calendar on the Warhammer Community website. This year it has been dubbed Grotmas calendar because they're really kind of leaning into the red gobbo vibe for Christmas. They've got quite a nice little funky piece of artwork for the advent calendar, which is quite cool. And if you'd seen this, if you haven't checked out the hub section before,
they peaked early, didn't they?
Yeah, the artwork is probably the nicest thing, to be honest. Oh yeah, dear! If they just released this as a printed out cardboard advent calendar, I'd have bought it.
Yeah, if there was chocolate behind each door there, that'd be brilliant. Yeah, I've been calling it an anonymous calendar so far because apart from the Astra Militarum detachment, which I believe was very well received, it's been a bit meh, to be honest.
Well, let's scroll down and have a little chat about it. We don't have to open all of them up and talk about all of them. But so Games Workshop last year, they really pushed the boat out last year. They gave us a different detachment for 40k every day right up till Christmas. And some of them were actually really quite interesting and quite cool. I mean, I really liked the final day one that they did for Genestealer Cult that let you add in some of the things like lictors and stuff to represent the Hive Fleet first arriving on a planet. And they did, there was I think a martyrdoms themed kind of Sisters of Battle. There was the lion one that was by far the best Dark Angels detachment. It was better than any of the ones in the Codex. This caused all manner of problems. And there was the Big Guns Never Tire one that was done for orcs that everybody started using because it was better again than any of the detachments in the Orc Codex. They maybe caused themselves a bit too much of a headache last year.
Oh yeah, you can imagine. The
entirety of this year.
This is a bit of fun, and everyone started thinking that's meta. We're having that. We'll have a bit of
well, that's it. They spent most of this year trying to fix them with the balance data slates. This year they've done so. They marketed it as if it was going to be something different every day for all the different game systems, and they started off with an Ultramarines short story that was kind of similar to any kind of short story they've published on the website before. Then we got the same thing for a couple of Age of Sigmar ones and a painting guide, which, again, I'm fairly sure they've published before. And then they threw themselves into a bunch of 40k detachments like they hadn't learned last year's lesson at all. And today we had another painting guide that I'm fairly sure they've published before when the Horus Heresy the big Age of Darkness box dropped. But that's what they've put up so far. What are you guys' thoughts? Have you guys loved what they've been putting up? Have you kind of been underwhelmed? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I dipped in it on the first day to see what it was. I wasn't really that enamored with the short story, and then by the time you got to a painting guide on, like you say, on day 3, it's like, yeah, okay, I wasn't invested. I mean, maybe if you are playing some of those armies, they're more of an interest to you potentially. But yeah, they were. It's been underwhelming from my perspective.
Your thoughts?
I would have to tend to agree. So the first day, the first story, I thought, oh, nice, a bit of fiction, I'll read that. And then as I was reading it, I was like, okay, yeah, so it's enemy at the gates, last minute, they're all praying for salvation. Yeah, Ultramarines are on the way. Fair enough. Been there, done that. It was all right. It wasn't anything special. Like you say, it's been written in a number of different ways, a number of times. And then there was detachments, and it's just like, oh, okay, not bothered. Because I'm not interested in detachments. I was hoping we might at least see an extra rumour engine, because there was, not last year, the year before, they were doing the Christmas Advent rumour engines, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah,
it was
that's what I
revealing
want to see.
bits
Give
of
us
the
a bloody tease
model
every
each
day. So, yeah, some cheeky rumour engines. Like one of them was Courtiers, one of them was Belial. Well, a couple of them were Belial. There was all sorts of different rumour engines every day, and it got everybody buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
But then the detachments last year, like you said, they've not really learnt from it, and now they're doing it again. So I've not even looked today. I'd seen the painting guide on day 3, and I've seen that there's another painting guide today, and I just thought, well, I don't need to look at that because I'm no interest in it. So,
but it's also been very 40k heavy again up until now. I mean,
yeah,
what we've had one Hellsmiths and one bone chilling tale from the Night Haunt, and then everything has been Space Marine based or 40k.
the Hellsmiths was at least that. I mean, let me just check, but I think from memory, wasn't that Hellsmiths have had shot for Warhammer Underworlds? Was it, or is it
potentially? I didn't look
something
into
like
it in
that?
too much depth.
I didn't even look.
No, I think I'm not entirely sure what it is, to be honest, because I don't have I don't have the current edition of Age of Sigmar because I haven't had a chance to play the last edition of Age of Sigmar much.
No, it's Sigma.
It is just some extra war scrolls, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
I think so.
It's adding some war scrolls for. These literally they are just models for. Hey, what? Let's go this way. Okay, yeah. So it's some war scrolls to use in the Scourge of.
Like, have a direct link on the bottom of the page, man. Instead of just taking you to the master downloads page, just put the direct.
Yeah,
link
it is
there.
a bit lazy, isn't it?
It's just like, this is what this is. Here's the link to it. Not here's the link to every other bastard download on the website.
The thing that I was really getting kind of excited when we saw the first kind of proper 40k detachment thing, my first thought was, ooh, veterans, are they going to give us rules for a veteran unit? Because I had, I think in 9th edition, a bunch of converted veterans to use in my Imperial Guard army, and then they just ditched them for 10th. They weren't in the army book at all, and they weren't even in the Legends rules section. So I've not been able to use any of my converted veterans units. So I was quite excited when I saw this. I was like, "Oh, are they going to give us the data sheet for veterans?" No, they're not. It's just another detachment.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've read online from the reactions, that day 5, it seemed to be quite popular. I don't know whether I've not looked into it, so I don't know what the meat and veggies of it, but Grizzled Company, yeah, I don't know.
So
people were saying it was good.
Let's briefly read. This detachment focuses on the forces of the Astra Militarum that have been deployed to the thick of the fighting for an extended period, becoming hardened veterans. Their experienced officers can issue additional orders, and Astra Militarum units under the effect of an order can reroll 1s to hit against all targets, or 1s to hit and wound against targets on objectives. So it's yet more buffing of orders for the Imperial Guard,
as well.
and yet more rerolling 1s to hit.
One of the new orders lets an officer order Ogrins and Bulgrins around, which nobody else can do, apparently, or something.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess that's one of the enhancements, I guess, for the army. I suppose the only thing that's a bit ironic about this is they're releasing all of these and they're going to be made entirely invalid, probably, when the new edition drops in the new year.
That's why the leash is off. They're just write whatever they like because it's all going to be gone for 11th.
The one that made me laugh the other day, they released their quarterly balance update. The quarterly let's fix all the cock-ups update. And one of the things it said in it was, we're not doing anything for Dark Elder at the minute because it's only just been released and we're keeping our eye on it. So it's like, yeah, because basically you're not bothered. It's going to be invalidated in a few months anyway.
It's fair to say that we're all a little bit underwhelmed thus far this year.
We're probably being a bit too hard because there's obviously effort that goes into creating these detachments and stuff like that, but it's just a bit naff.
We're halfway through the month in terms of Advent period.
They've got a chance to turn it around yet.
They might turn it around, but I would have hoped by this point that maybe we might have seen I mean, like some Blood Bowl content in there, some Necromunda content. They could have asked your TO to give them the Donald card.
Exactly.
For the gingerbread man.
I mean, they do have, so at the end of every day, they do seem to have a little tease of what's coming on the next day.
Oh,
so
do
the
they?
end
Click
of
on number 11 today.
Let's
Then.
number 11.
Number 11 and see what they're teasing for tomorrow.
Let's see if we can
down
guess
the bottom,
tomorrow.
after all the...
Well, I don't think you have to guess. I think it's relatively obvious.
Tomorrow, a band of heroes threaten to break free from
so
the
rules
Jade
for
Abbey. So it's going to be Age of Sigmar rules for some of the characters from Warhammer Quest.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Yay.
That
I mean,
box
come on.
is
Could we have had some old world love in here? Like, you know, some Blood Bowl, some Necromunda love, some Legions Imperialis. They could have put some effort into the areas of the hobby that don't get as much love as the main games.
They still might. We've got, what, 14 days? 14 days left?
Theoretically. Well, 13.
13.
Christmas Day, they'll do something else. I'm going to...
Hold my breath.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and proffer the suggestion that there is something else that Games Workshop could have done instead of this that might have been better received. Have you guys been checking out this?
I have been following it every day, yeah. I think it's an absolutely brilliant idea.
So this is...
But it looks awesome.
And I'm not trying to chill for Warlord at the minute because I'm in love with Conflict 47. I just think bringing out miniatures that were only available as a limited release or that only came out with a campaign book or an army book for a whole month because you didn't get them the first time, I think is an absolutely brilliant idea. And if Games Workshop did this for made-to-order stuff, things like the Catachan Colonel, things like Sergeant, whatever his face is with the chainsaw through the orc's head, I forget what he's called.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Captain Centos.
Some of the ones that they'd done as like event-only models and stuff that maybe people couldn't get to events.
You know, the what's he called? Orruk Swamp Digger or whatever he's called. You know, the Orruk guy.
I know what you mean. I was going to say maybe
what he's called.
Models that people actually wanted because nobody seemed to want that one.
Go back to the archive and look at some of the old Games Day models and things like that. That would be
exactly. Sergeant Centurious from the Legions of the Damned. Remember that guy holding the skull
with the skull over his head? Yeah.
The old Doom Rider, something like that. You know, things like...
I mean, some of these are a bit bonkers. Like day one was a Japanese officer. Day two was a British Galahad colonel for Conflict. I've no idea who PC Dogberry is or.
I understand it. He's from the dad's army type thing. I did click on him when he came up, and it just said in the description what he was for. So let me just find the description.
Is he from like the Home Guard?
He is armed with his trusty whistle and revolver. This is a great addition to any collection. Previously released at 2014 Warlord Games Open Day.
See, look at that! 11.
He's cool.
11
He's
years
a
ago,
policeman.
The Open Day, so they could do like you remember the Bloody Angels captain from the second edition 40k.
Yeah, that was a Games Day miniature with the fist.
2013 Games Day. That could have been one of the miniatures for today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the advent calendar. Like, what if we got? Click on number 11 today. I think it's Rommel.
It's Rommel.
Yeah. It is indeed General Rommel. Here we are.
So yeah. So you know, I don't know when it was available. It might.
This was a special miniature from the campaign, The Western Desert.
There you go.
He looks like he's standing in a hole.
It does look like he's standing in a hole. Yeah, they've obviously glued him to the base and then done the basing rather than done the basing and glued him on. But
I think actually this is one of my favourites. So this is from the kind of pike and shot era, and it's just this amazing looking. I mean, I know he's supposed to be like an actual person from history, Count von Hohenschlang, but how cool is this guy with the eye patch and
the grimace? Yeah, I mean, you can
loads of daggers hidden in his cloak and stuff.
A Dogs of War really or a Pirates of what's them call it? You know the what's the coast called now in Warhammer the Old World?
Oh, the
Vampire Coast, where the pirates are.
No, Vampire Coast. Well, yeah, there are pirates down there, but they're dead ones. No, you're talking about the island off the coast of Tylea, Sartosa. The Pirates of Sartosa. Yeah, I'm just looking at an awesome free blade for Mordheim as well.
Well, yeah.
Yes, so Warlord Games have been doing this, and you may have seen them when we did Rommel. I love the little mechanic of you click on it and it spins round, and it is literally, it says in the description that it's like peeling back the doors on a cardboard advent calendar.
Well, it is, and like if you click on number 12, it tells you to behave yourself. It's not available yet.
Oh, really?
Oh, hang on, I tried that. But it says come back. Look,
door locked. Come back.
So
Yeah, I love it. I think
I
this
like
is
it. Yeah, it's brilliant.
it's classy. It's interesting. I'm logging on every day. You know, it's one of my first things I do in the morning. I log on and go, oh, what's behind the advent calendar on Warlord Games today? And I think
But
you're
it's
right.
like
If Games Workshop had
some
done
of
a
the
made
miniatures,
to
you could
order,
think to yourself like, oh, how can I convert that for bolt action, or how can I convert that for conflict 47 or something?
Yeah.
You know, I need to make a platoon commander. I could use his upper torso or something.
I'm quite tempted to get as a little stocking stuffer this one for my stepbrother because he wants to do a little diorama based on a low. And she just looks perfect. So listen very carefully. Asher says his only words.
Searching for the fallen Madonna with the big boobies.
Yes. So yeah, this is one option for advent calendars that Games Workshop could have pursued. There is another one which you brought to my attention, which I'm going to just share now. Steve, here we go.
Yes.
So what don't you tell us about this?
So again, so it's actually our TO from who does all our Blood Bowl stuff, but he picked up one of these from Oakbound Studios, and it's almost like a little RPG or dungeon crawler in an advent box. So I think he said you open up day 1 and 2, and it gives you sort of, I think, the dice and maybe the starting mini and the first couple of like tiles, and then you can open any of them out, all the others up. You can open up in any order you like one a day, and you open it. It's got a little story and another character or so, another mini to paint. And he's been going through it on Facebook and on the Hells Angels Facebook group, and like showing and talking us through his adventure of like one of the Little Red Riding Hood or sister who's gone into the woods, and she met a sticky end, so someone else is coming, just headed out into the wood to see what's happened. So
that's a cracking idea.
Amazing idea, and it looks really good. And he's, like I say, he's painting each miniature up every day. So when he gives us what's happened on that day, his dice rolling has been appalling, but it's a really fun way of
it's
doing.
It's not bad for 40 quid as well. I mean,
for 40 quid,
24 miniatures, 3 dice, tiles, and a game that you can play on your own or with up to 4 other people.
And the Oakbound Studio miniatures
for the same price as a Space Marine Intercessor squad.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's not going to be the same quality, obviously, but you're getting a game to play.
But I think they're metal minis as well, so it's
that's what it says. It's 24 metal miniatures. Yeah, so literally, you're getting a game in a box and 24 cool little miniatures to paint.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Again, this feels like it would be so much. We've talked about this before on the channel when we've talked about, they should do miniature Primarchs for Legions Imperialis, and it should be an advent calendar. You have one behind the door each day.
Yeah.
But comparing what Warlord are doing and what Michael Lancer are doing to what the Warhammer community are bravely trying to advance on us, it does seem as though that Games Workshop are missing a trick on this one. We've talked about obviously like doing a made to order each day thing, like the Warlord Games thing. If you were to do an advent product or event for Games Workshop, what would it be? Si, if we start with you.
Well, you put me on the spot now, aren't you?
I am.
If I was doing an advent calendar for Games Workshop, I'd do a mixture of what Warlord are doing, and I'd do a mixture of what they did a couple of years ago. So day 1, I'd perhaps bring a made to order back for a metal mini or a fine cast mini or whatever from ages back, or an event only mini like you said, Catachan Colonel. Maybe save that one for Christmas Eve. Day 2, a rumour engine, a tease for something that's coming up.
Okay.
Day 3, another made to order something. It doesn't have to be a miniature, it could be a bit of terrain or something like that that's gone by the wayside. And then day 4, a video, which they used to do those videos with the silhouettes.
Oh yes.
So it only has to be one thing, and it could just be a silhouette of something that's coming next year, just a little bit of a tease. And I'd just do that. I'd do something that gets you either on the hook or spending money, one of the two. So, you might look at a miniature and go, "Oh my god, I remember that guy. That's the Mark III power, the
Skaven
Heresy guy with the shield and the hammer from Games Day 2013 or 2014. I'm having that." And then the next day, it's like, "Oh, what's that silhouette there? Or what's that rumour engine? Could that be, Perturabo's leg or something?" Just get them on the hook. I do something that generates interest, not gets people who play 40k constantly and look for rules updates, salivating where everyone else is going, "What's that?"
Steve, what about yourself?
I'd like to see more of an actual advent calendar. Games Workshop one, and so my kids have had ones in the past. I think from like a Peppa Pig one, where it is all sort of building up like a scene, a snowy scene with presents and all things. But something like that for Games Workshop, where you get like little bits of terrain, scatter terrain, or 2-3 things that build together. A couple of them, you're almost building a diorama out of the advent calendar.
Well, look
maybe
what
at the
Lego
end
do
you get the rules.
with their advent calendars.
Was that?
Well, look what Lego do with their advent calendars.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's
like,
a little
cost
thing
a bloody arm and a leg for them, and people are buying them like
but
they're going out of fashion.
I bought Brewdog calendars in the past, and they're not exactly cheap. So
That's a really cool idea. I love the idea of it, like the advent calendar itself, essentially giving you all the bits and then functioning as part, like the backdrop, say, of a diorama. That would be really cool, and it would be something that.
But then you
could easily do something like they could create an advent calendar that's got, even if it just has Christmas baubles in it. So you've got enough legions for cover 18 days, and then the remaining few days can be covered by an orc symbol, an Eldar symbol, a Necron symbol, or whatever. Or you could just little tats inside an advent calendar and just sell it for God knows what Games Workshop and charge, and people will buy it.
This is true.
When people buy anything in advent calendars, I'm actually watching someone on Instagram at the minute, and he gets a chili pepper a day out of an advent calendar, and he's eating the chili peppers, and it goes up in Scovilles every day, and I think the one on Christmas Eve is like 4 million Scovilles or something stupid. So he's probably going to blow his head off by Christmas Day. So you can get anything in an advent calendar nowadays.
No, this is true. We picked up, I think it was a 60 quid one from Body Shop for my daughter for this year, and she's got, she's got different shampoos and like hand creams and stuff, because she's all about her kind of cosmetics and stuff at the moment. But it's also, they're all little kind of sample size ones. But it means that she can test out different stuff, and then we said, well, once she's tried them all out, we can go in and pick out the ones that she really likes. So it's kind of a good taster, I suppose, in a way. Also giving her something fun to open each day.
Even the cat and the dog have got an advent calendar. I'm serious.
I mean, Mighty Lancer as well actually do their own advent calendar. It's all sold out on the website, but they have a mini a day, and it's okay. I don't know how they build it or how they curate it, but yeah, they do one of those. That's about 60 quid. But again, 24 miniatures.
Let's take a little look. Search advent on their website and see what it comes up.
If you scroll down, because it's in their sold out section, so it's grayed out a little bit.
It'll be down the bottom then.
We're now perusing Mighty Lancer Games website.
Oh, where's it gone?
No, I might have to. Let's go to the very last page and see.
I'll send you the link again.
There's a lot of stuff.
Is it in the chat?
Yeah, it's in the chat.
There we go.
This is one of the things where if you're listening on
there we go.
Spotify, you wonder what the hell we're doing.
That's a very nice festive looking
advent
calendar.
Yeah.
So yeah, 24 days,
fantastic
24
way
miniatures.
to make your countdown to Christmas awesome. Every day for 24 days, you can open a new door to reveal a fantastic miniature. Excellent. 24 miniatures supplied in a cardboard advent calendar with a door to open each day.
60 quid, but it does feel a bit like Games Workshop are leaving money on the table in this regard, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
I know they did one. They did one last year, was it? They did do a cardboard advent calendar, but behind each door was something like, was it like the little chibi Funko Pop type thing or something?
Yes, I did. I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Which again, I kind of was really kind of underwhelmed of. You're a miniatures company, and you're not putting your own miniatures inside the advent calendar.
Because it would cost an arm and a leg.
Well, this is true. I suppose if it was 24 miniatures at the price that Games Workshop charge for an individual miniature, you'd have to take out a mortgage.
Heroes each. Can you remember?
Space Marine Heroes.
Oh, they were only like 6 quid each, to be fair. But again, I suppose if you times that by 24, you're still looking at about 150 quid.
It's not going to work, is it?
No. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe Games Workshop have priced themselves out of the market in this regard. If they went back to just doing 24 miniatures,
they're always going on the website saying they give away free miniatures. There's a free mini a month, and it's always different, isn't it? It's all like Leagues of Votann 1 month, and National Warrior the next month. Then it's a bloody Nurgle, whatever it is.
I think this month's
always
Death
something
Watch
different every month. Or you can go in and get a Stormcast Eternal or a Flame Boy, Space Marine
Pyrecast dude.
Pyrecast dude, yeah. So it's not like they've not got miniatures going spare. So
No, this is true.
But then
these...
I suppose they don't come built, do they? So they will be. You would end up if every door is a sprue.
Oh,
Turn
yeah,
the sprues side on, so like that. So each door's like a little
the size of a wardrobe door. Yeah, but I mean, they could have a load of interns just sat building them all through November and chucking them in boxes.
Then you get people complaining about, I don't want pre-built miniatures.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'm just going to put this out there. I mean, literally, if they did what these guys are doing and went, okay, let's do 24 old school metal miniatures, like we're talking proper classics, you know, built back in the day when Games Workshop was casting everything in lead. Let's stick 24 of those in an advent calendar for 60 quid. I would buy that in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even care what there was in there. I'd just be like, this is awesome. Picking up classic old school metal miniatures.
You would have like that Hive Scummer, you know, the guy holding the plasma pistol with both
hands,
and the big fat belly.
Yeah,
if that was in an advent calendar, I'd buy the advent calendar just to get him.
You think about that they've just done the made to order on some of the Middle Earth stuff.
Yeah,
a Middle Earth strategy advent calendar with a Hobbit a day. I mean,
yeah, like they did the magazine, didn't they, for ages, where you got Battle Games of Middle Earth and you got a different metal miniature in the little blister pack thing each week. Yeah, I think something like that.
You could have Blood Bowl star players in it. You could have Necromunda. Random characters.
They're always out of stock. They're always out of stock.
No, but like classic old metal Blood Bowl style players.
Space Marine Apothecary. You know,
they would sell out in a hot second if they did something like that.
It'd weigh a bleeding ton as well if they're all metal, but
and they'd be hit by scalpers and they'd be on eBay for 3 times the price.
That's it. But bear in mind, Mighty Lancers are selling theirs with 24 metal miniatures in it. So why couldn't Games Workshop?
Yeah. And all they've got to say is one per customer online. Or if you go to they'll be available in all Games Workshop stores and independent retailers.
Make it a thing so you can go to Games Workshop stores and order it. So say, okay, available to order from the end of October. Come into Games Workshop stores, place your order, and we will make sure that we have yours delivered to the store in time for the 1st of December.
Yeah, there's ways around it.
Clearly, they should hire us to be the ideas guys.
We give you ideas before and it's worked.
We've mentioned re-releasing old miniatures. Of course, Games Workshop is doing that this Christmas. I'm just going to shift over to this. So previous years, they've done a Boxing Day miniature, and this has been things like... my battery pack has just run out on my lamp, if you're wondering why it suddenly got dark. They've done things like these snipers, I think rattling snipers cooking sausages last year. And what was the Boxing Day miniature the year before that? Can anyone remember?
No.
No, I know Azrael was a Christmas Day miniature a couple of years ago, wasn't he? I can't remember what it was. Boxing Day last year. But I know Azrael was definitely a Christmas Day miniature a couple of years ago.
Just see what they have done. Oh, there was the year before that was it was this dude. Hang on a second. That was 2022.
Ah, okay. It's a Christmas 23, was it not Azrael?
I mean, it may well be. Let's quickly find out. No, hang on.
Because I remember the video had Christmas trees and snow.
I think it may have been the alternative pose for the two witch hunter type folks.
Because I remember doing a Christmas Day video for it, for Azrael.
Yeah, this was last year. Hang on. We just switched to this.
Last
tab.
year was 2024. 2023.
Yeah, 2024 was this one.
2023.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Boxing Day miniature 2023.
They're nice, those two, though. I like those.
I cannot find a picture of what 2023 is. Let us know in the comments. Si thinks it was Azrael. I can't remember because I'm old. But yeah, so this year they are re-releasing, we should say. This one, it's interesting. It's not a new Boxing Day miniature for this year. They are releasing 2 models. I think these came out as event only or limited only miniatures last year. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Was it last year?
I think Cities of Sigmar was last year, and wasn't that when the Kroot came out as well?
If Luke was here, he'd tell us definitely for the Kroot.
Yeah, Luke would instantly have the answer for us on the Kroot. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little disappointed, to be honest. I know I've just literally gone over saying how I wish they'd re-release a bunch of the old miniatures.
But you want your miniatures that you want. That's what it is.
Well, I want. This feels like they've just had these left in the back of the warehouse, and they've kind of gone. They didn't sell very well. Well, let's stick them up as the Boxing Day miniature for this year.
It is it's a possibility, definitely. I like the crow. I like the crow.
The Crow Knight is cool. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. So these are available.
Azrael was revealed on the
25th
of December 2022. Azrael
revealed, but he wasn't the Boxing Day miniature. He wasn't the miniature that was available.
No, it's
for
Christmas
sale
Day.
for Boxing Day.
He was the Christmas Day miniature.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the Boxing Day was for 22, but Christmas Day 2022 was Azrael.
Okay.
These, I'm not sure on these. The guy with the feathers and the pointy helmet, I've definitely seen that before. I'm sure I have. Or I've seen something much like it.
I think they say, in fact, in the description. So this is the Steel Rook for Cities of Sigmar.
Two returning commemorative series entries. So maybe they were like store birthday ones or Warhammer Day miniatures.
Just checking now. The Steel Rook. It was the event. Steel Rook was the event only model for 2024, and the Hunter Strikes. The Hunter Strikes was it was an event exclusive model for last year.
Okay. Yeah, I've definitely seen that Kroot before. It's a nice miniature, that.
They're nice miniatures, but it does feel a bit lazy to just go, we're going to release last year's event-only models. I mean, don't get me wrong, given that I didn't make it to any of the events last year, I didn't make it to any of the events this year. If they released the event-only models for this year as next year's Boxing Day miniatures, then I'd be quite happy, because I really wanted the alternative posed Gene Stealer Cult's alpha model to go with my Gene Stealer Cult. I didn't make it to any events, so I didn't get him. So if they do release it as next year's Boxing Day model, that would be quite cool. But I mean, to be honest, I'd rather they had released it as this year's Boxing Day model.
When they say events, is it the big, all those ones that they announce for over in the US mainly?
So it's the ones they do in the events, and it's also any events that happen at Warhammer World, and normally they're available on the day, so they'll put them out in the Warhammer World store whilst they're doing things like the Grand Tournament and stuff. And I mean, even like little campaign events and stuff, they have them on. So they are fairly regularly available in the Warhammer World store, but it's only when an event weekend is running.
Yeah. Yeah, they were doing them when they did Warhammer Fest in Manchester. There were event-only miniatures there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think this year's one is the Alpha, the Gene Stealer Cult Alpha, and the really cool Skaven model. We did talk about them in a video earlier this year, I think. Games Workshop event. Exclusive model.
See, the amount of miniatures, Sergeant Jovan, he was called, I've just remembered. But the amount of commemorative series miniatures they've done, I mean, I've got 4 of them to my left over here that are on my eBay pile that I want to sell because I bought them. And one of them was like a Blade Guard Captain that was an event-only miniature or a commemorative series one. That's really nice, that, by the way.
The Skaven, I particularly love the rat that's perched on his shoulder, glaring. But this was the one I wanted. The alternative pose. Alpha.
So all these miniatures, like you said, I mean, there's money on the table there, isn't it? It doesn't have to be the event-only ones, so like the premium style miniatures, but there's something they could put in a door every day for 24 days. Easy peasy.
And they're proving with sort of this year's Boxing Day ones. They're not precious about trying to keep them exclusive for a long period of time. They just want to get them out. Well, like you say, maybe it is they've just got loads of them stuck in the warehouse and they need some space.
But,
11th edition needs the space in the warehouse.
Another thing they could do for Advent Calendar is Black Library. Put a book on sale every day.
So they have done that previously. They've done it as the ebooks. So they've done little Black Library like novellas as an Advent Calendar on the Black Library website. They haven't done that for a few years though. I suppose
but they could say like, for every day for 3 days, this book will be like 25% of the usual price, so you can download it or purchase a physical copy.
Well, and they make, I mean, companies out there do make actual like book-based advent calendars where you literally like pull one out of a slot. You know, the spine just has a number on it, so you don't know what the book is until you pull it out of the slot, and it's a little, you know, like 30, 40-page novella or something. So it's equally, they could have done print ones, which would give you a nice little kind of run of 24 little novellas to read. I think probably the best way we can finish off this Christmas thing is, what are you guys expecting or hoping to get for Christmas? Warhammer related. War games related.
Go on, Steve. Do you want me to go first?
Oh, you go first. You go first.
Well, I've bought myself the Soviet bloc starter army for Conflict 47. So it was a treat to myself because it's been an absolutely crap year. So I thought, you know what, I'm having it. So I'm hoping to get, as a supplement to that, either Daughters of the Motherland, which is a Rift unit for the Soviet bloc, or just the Russian infantry that I can supplement it with. I've dropped some hints for a wet palette. I want the Redgrass Games wet palette because the Army Painter one's not very good. So I want to upgrade my wet palette. Other than that, I don't know if I'm going to get anything else Warhammer, unless she surprises me, so I don't really know. But yeah, Conflict 47 stuff, hopefully. I've been dropping enough hints.
Steve, what about yourself?
Well, I think I've probably cashed in my chip early and with my Blood Bowl box that I mean I bought with Christmas present vouchers that I've had for the last few years, so they've been sort of stored up to buy that, and I'm sort of at that point where I think I've got a lot of models that I need to paint, so I'm probably not asking for any more models. I could probably do with some basing materials. I'd like to get some big pot of texture paint and go to town on some things like that. Just odds and ends, things to help vary some of the bases would probably be good. But yeah, no big investments. I'm reading a lot about Necromunda at the moment. I did buy the core rules the other week when Blood Bowl was so cheap. I had vouchers left over, so I bought the Necromunda core rules.
Okay.
So that potentially could be next year's obsession. So yeah, I'll see how that goes. It was slightly disappointed to find there wasn't a lot about the individual gangs in that book, and you really do have to like zero in on a gang and then pick another book up.
Oh yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you want to know loads about the lore, you either have to watch a bunch of lore videos on YouTube or pick the gang book of your choice and read it.
So I'm leaning towards Orlok at the moment. Some bikers of the Underhive sounds my vibe.
Orlok biker gangs are very, very cool.
Yeah. So, but that will probably be next year's experiments as I move into that. But
well, I've got, like, in much of yourselves, the same venue as yourselves, I've got far too many unpainted models at the moment.
I'm the same.
And I just got my hands on the Blood Bowl box, obviously, which I'm looking forward to building over the Christmas period. And Rufus on the Discord very kindly 3D printed for me a Ramillies Star Fort for Battlefleet Gothic, nice. Which I've got on my table to finish cleaning all the little extra bits of kind of flash off and then paint, which is going to be gracing the kind of future videos of Battlefleet Gothic. But I think if I'm in a position where my wife refuses to buy me Warhammer.
Sorry.
Oh, go on. Yeah, go on. No, man. Wait.
You just reminded me. So my son wants a 3D printer for Christmas. So at first I was like, no. And then I thought about it. And I was like, I can print terrain and things. So then I started looking into it. I was like, yes, you can have one. So yeah, you reminded me with the Star Fort comment. So right, carry on. Sorry.
Are you getting him a plastic printer or a resin printer?
It's the one with the spools.
It's a plastic.
It's not letting pour resin in. No, I need it for him to be able to use it. So it's a Bamboo Labs A1. It becomes quite recommended for beginners and ease of use. So,
well, I mean, say the plastic printing that Rufus did for me. He used fine nozzle, and the detail on it's amazing. Like, I'm looking at it and going, this is probably as detailed, if not more detailed, than the original resin model. I'm really surprised. It's not an exact copy of the original resin model, because things like the launch bays are a little bit different and stuff. So it is somebody has made their own 3D generated version of the design from like the video game and stuff. So it is an original creation in many respects. But yeah, I was intrigued by the level of detail on it. You're about to pull a Ramillies Starfort out of your book.
No, I'm just. This is a sort of. I think he.
This is the sleigh.
He 3D printed all the sleighs and
that's
and
brilliant.
the Donalds to go with it, which was really good. And the little sort of snowball tokens
That's really cool.
Players on. So yeah, it looks like an amazing thing to have, but it's just a hobby in itself.
Well, going back, what I was going to say before I got overly excited about 3D printing.
Yeah, so that's 3D printed bit of terrain, and the detail on it.
That's really cool.
Just really cool.
Like I say, my wife very rarely buys me Warhammer stuff because she says I've got enough of it. But I regularly get a little stocking stuffer from my daughter, which her and my wife conspire to get for me, which is usually a Games Workshop miniature. So I'm kind of hoping for something like maybe one of the character models from this year's kind of special characters that were released for the old world, like maybe like the. My brain is not working at this way. The Chainbreaker lady, the Chaos
Friadal or whatever.
That's the one, yeah, with the big flail and the horns coming out of her head. She's really cool.
So what's the digital equivalent of leaving the Argos open with a circle around whatever you wanted?
It's talking about it on a podcast that you're filming in the lead up to Christmas, and then mentioning to your wife that you talked about what you'd like for Christmas,
leaving
on the podcast, and then just leaving the video playing in the background on the TV in the living room.
My son has also said, I'll have to watch your podcast this time because then I'll know what to get you. I said, you're running it a bit fine, aren't you?
Yeah, that's sad. Yeah, something like that, or maybe the Empire Knight Grandmaster, Knights Panther Grandmaster model. He's really cool. There's been some really awesome special character models actually that were released.
Yeah, there's
for the old world this year.
Master woman for High Elves as well. I forget what she's called.
With the eye patch and the trident.
Yeah,
I think
I prefer the other guy, the Lion Guard commander.
Oh yes,
forget what he's called.
But yeah, there's been some really cool kind of special character models that have been released this year. That would be really kind of a nice thing to get. The other thing, actually, to be honest, is if it's released in time, the plastic hangers-on box for Necromunda would be really cool, just to add like some extra kind of mooks and civilians to my Necromunda board, because I've got a whole bunch of the kind of resin 3D printed ones that were available from Etsy. That I've kind of got to kind of populate my Necromunda Underhive. But yeah, I saw the hangers-on box and I was like, that's really cool. I quite like to get those.
Yeah, failing that, you can walk around the house just saying to her, did you know there's a rogue blood angel wandering around Necromunda? He's got like we think he's wearing scout armor and he's got a hood up. He's really cool.
Cool. Well, I hope you guys at home have enjoyed watching this. Let us know in the comments what you would like to see in an advent calendar, or let us know what you're hoping to get for Christmas. I suspect we will all be back in the new year to talk about what our model of the year was for this last year. We've done that last year, and I think we all agreed on which model we liked the best, but it wasn't the ones that had won the popular vote on the Games Workshop website. So we shall have to see how our personal preferences compare to the Games Workshop poll in the new year. But in the meantime, is there anything you want to share, Si, in terms of what's coming up on your channel?
My latest video is something new for me, actually. I did a faction focus on the factions for Conflict 47. So there's 5 major factions. I'm doing a series of videos for each one. So the first one was the Soviet bloc, which is up now, and I'm working on the Empire of Japan, which will be going live this weekend. So it's only like a quick intro into each faction and how they might play on the tabletop and some of the interesting things about them as well. So
that's really cool.
That one.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. Steve, any events upcoming or anything you'd like to promote?
No, actually, no events planned at the moment. I'm waiting for the Blood Bowl calendars and the leagues to come out for next year, so I know what to get excited for. And then, I'm always on the Discord, happy to chat to people on there, and I paint any painting I do post tends to be on Instagram. So, but yeah, I'll be around, happy to chat.
Well, people can find me on my channel at 90% Geek. I know I haven't had a video up for the last month and a bit because I've had a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but I am hoping before the end of the year to get, at the very least, my Beastman Arcane Journal review up. I've got something planned for that. I'm not climbing trees for this one, unlike the Wood Elf one.
Are you dressing like a furry?
I'm not dressing like a furry. Well, hang on. There may be props involved. Let's just say that. That should hopefully be up before Christmas. Otherwise you can catch me on the Morehammer Discord over on Blue Sky as well, where I post pictures of whatever I'm hobbying about and sort of chat generally about the miniature stuff. Right, well, thanks very much for watching, everyone. Hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. And as Luke would like me to say normally, happy wargaming.
Bye.